Bottom right-hand side, we have our blue Terran player. This is Clem. Top left-hand side, our red Protoss. ShoWTimE. Did I res you yet, Adzi? No. Dude, I mean, there's so many decorations. The chance of you being resurrected is literally 1 in, like, 200 or 300. It's insane. It's insane. Hey, Mythbuster, see you in the chat. What's up, dude? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Merry Christmas, move. Merry Christmas, Bonic as well. Gateway coming down. You have your name on some gift subs? Oh, yeah, that's true. I don't think I've seen one, although I won't lie. I haven't paid the most attention to gift subs, like who gifted them. I don't read them out. So I feel like I would have remembered it better if I read it out, but I'm pretty sure I haven't seen you yet. Because I have remembered seeing Filthy, Popper, Shepherd. I've seen a few of them. I don't know if my Twitch account is connected with SE2. Can someone help Marcus877 out in the chat? Mine's been connected for a while, so I'm actually not really that sure, so... Let's get someone to help that man get his war chest experience. What's that wall for? A lot of people are starting to wall off in PvT recently to help with the Hellion run buys, because Hellion openings are becoming a bit of a thing again. Yes, it makes you a little bit vulnerable to tank pushes and so on. But what it also allows you to do is to slow the Terran down a lot, because instead of having your gateway up here, it's down here. So if you chrono boost out an Adept, especially on shorter maps like Port Alexander, you also get the Adept across the map very quickly. So that's what's going on here at the moment. Probably get this Adept across super fast and try to deny the CC from coming down. Probe obviously trying to buy a little bit of time there initially by nibbling the SCV. I mean, there's 20 seconds still to go on this. He is going to actually go for this SCV. SCV pulls off. So again, even just a couple of extra seconds, it goes a long way. And this Adept will arrive before that command center finishes. One SCV down on the low ground and SCV number 2 soon to follow. And that's going to be a good shutdown from ShoWTimE. So again, doing what he wanted to with this initial opening. Now that CC is going to be delayed massively. Stargate on the way up from ShoWTimE in the main base, so choosing his tech already as we see Marines and a Hellion on the way up actually. You can see the Hellion is trying to pick the Adept off. He does manage to get it, so Hellion staying alive there. Stalker going to get one more SCV and now start pulling away from those Marines. Actually can kite these Marines for a while. Another Hellion will change that. Does this Stalker go down? Hellion on the low ground has to stay away because it's super low HP. This is super successful though from ShoWTimE. Huge delay on the command center, delays the orbital and the mules, delays SCV production, kills 4 workers at the same time. ShoWTimE's put himself in a great position already, just from the very first few moments of this. His first couple of units. Fantastic. Who's that coming in? Maynard, my man, for the 2 years. Holy shit. Now that's a bit of a legendary resub. Thank you so much, Maynard, for the 2 years. How you doing, buddy? Wardy Kapopa's in the chat. Love it. Love it. Marines pushing in towards the main base. They're going to be seeing the pylon taking a little bit of damage there. Wouldn't mind to the side. A little bit of damage here. Wouldn't mind. Try and pick up that Adept kill, but this Adept is jumping in and out. He actually gives it up just to clean this up nice and quick because this is going to be pushed away. Phoenix going to be able to jump on top of that medevac here. So the medevac going down. Phoenix going to lift up a few more of these Marines. Getting rid of those nice and quickly. And again, SCV is just mining away. Twilight Council and the Forge coming up in the main base. And a couple of extra barracks dropping down from Clem in the main as well. Phoenix still looping around, getting ready to push into the natural. CC coming down here too as we see the Marines getting some good damage here already. Phoenix going to get pushed away. Starport lifts off of the tech lab, moves over to the reactor now. Again, it's just been building Phoenix from the start. It's very good for dealing with that counter-aggression of the Terran, right? Because you can shut down medevacs, you can lift up Widow Mines if they try to burrow. You can stop Hellions running by as well. So really, they've kind of got everything covered. Roddy says this as well, and I actually kind of believe that Phoenix are one of the best ways to deal with Terran. Kind of all-ins and just like heavy pressure plays off of 1-1-1s. They are so good. You know, I'd be really interested to see actually if we kind of went back to Wings of Liberty when the 1-1-1 was super good. Obviously back then Stargate openings weren't as much of a thing against Terran because there wasn't oracles and stuff. I wonder what it would look like if we tried to use Phoenix back then, or if that version of the 1-1-1 was still just so powerful without the other bits and pieces. It probably isn't enough, right? Just Phoenix, because people never use Phoenix, but I guess there's a good reason why. There wasn't shield batteries and stuff like that to help and aid as well. Yeah, I guess I've answered my own question. It just wouldn't work without shield batteries. Great job, Wardy. Great job. We'll figure this one out live, boys. Robo Bay comes down in the natural expansion, so ShoWTimE showing us some Colossus play, or at least probably text towards Colossus. Makes the most sense here. What's the 1-1-1? I mean, it's just a barracks factory starport. It's still a very common opening on two bases nowadays for Terran. Like, you Reaper expand, you build your factory, build your starport. Back in Wings of Liberty, the 1-1-1, the barracks factory starport, was a one base all-in. That was super powerful. Protoss had very few defensive units early game, and the combination of like Banshees / tanks and just those zoning high damage units early was super powerful. So it was very good, and it was actually, some people would just say it was unbeatable, and it was unbeatable for a while in Wings of Liberty. People did not know what to do against it, and it was tough times for Protoss players. Puma, he used to be a player for Evil Geniuses, a Korean player. Puma had a big rivalry with Team Liquid Hero, for example. And there was just, Puma's 1-1-1 was just the most dangerous in the world. Like, it would just win game after game. Best of 5 series, 1-1-1 3 times in a row, you know? He was so good at it. And he went on to win tournaments with it as well. I mean, DreamHacks and NASLs. Really crazy. So, yeah. And then 4GG was a big user of the 1-1-1 as well. He used the 1-1 a ton. He used to sit on his stream all day just 1-1-1ing people. It was hilarious. Anyways, this push is coming across as we get this ready to go. Pulted it to literally every Terran player did it. It was really good. As you see, if you would have mind, going to power up. Bio going to split a little bit as well. Phoenix still flying around. Oh, well, they were flying around. One of them gets taken down here. A couple of medevacs going to lift up with Marines and Marauders. They head up to the top side now. Going to be going into the main base in the next few moments. Armory on the way in from Clem to go into 2-2 upgrades of his own. ShoWTimE is just in a huge lead though. Like, that early opening put him into a good position, and from there he's been, oh my god, Clem's just been losing units here and there, and that's another full medevac that just goes down. Another example of just how ShoWTimE is going to be getting further and further ahead. I mean, Clem tries to, well, I think ShoWTimE actually thought about pressing in there, decided not to, but really you could probably get away with it. There is not that much Terran. That one tank is scary, and you don't necessarily know how much more is there on top of the tank. And that's about it, as we're going to be seeing the medevac heading down to the bottom left-hand side as trying to drop Widow Mines. But again, something which ShoWTimE's on top of. Kills the one Widow Mine that drops out by time. Now the medevac will still be around. Obviously, the huge amount of dead airspace in this corner of Port Alexander. So we'll be able to come up the left. Oh, the Phoenix miss it as well. So actually, maybe that Widow Mine drop has some real potential here. As we see the Zealots, the Stalkers, pressing forwards. And those Widow Mines just dropping down. Can actually get a lot of probes. So here you go. Finally, Clem finding some damage. Oh, that third Widow Mine hits nothing. Targeted a probe that was in the splash damage. Well, Widow Mines do some good damage, sure, but is it enough to make up for the fact this army over here is huge? ShoWTimE running in. The units clump up as they kite away from the Zealots going into those mineral lines. Means the Colossus will just be dealing masses of damage. 19 SCVs already going down, so how about that, Mr. Widowmines? Doesn't feel like you've done so much now, does it? Third orbital might go down if these Stalkers stop being lazy and actually jumped on it. ShoWTimE is busy dealing with probes, Widowmines across the map, and is going to chase down that medevac now. He doesn't get the third base. I mean, that's, again, a little bit of a mistake from him, but it might not matter because this army might just be able to come across and to close out this game anyways. A couple of Liberators will show up, but there's still a ton of Stalkers. We'll not push into the Libs just yet. We'll give a little bit of respect to that. Only 3 probes killed here on the other side, though. It's a good defense against that Widowmine drop on the second time around. ShoWTimE not going to make the same mistake twice, keeping his workers alive. Stalker's blinking down, picking up a refinery. Phoenix going to come around to the top. Going to set up a patrol over there. We see 2 upgrades about to finish from Clem, so he is about to be on an upgrade lead for about 30 seconds or so. It is nice that he's keeping up with the upgrades of the Protoss, though, because sometimes at this stage the Protoss is suddenly on 3-3 against 1-1 or 2-2, and that upgrade lead just kind of amplifies that lead into something that's undeniable. Well, there goes the third base. There is a 4th command center that was built and did survive the previous attack. That's morphing into an orbital on the top side. Liberators here will hold this position. Vikings do get in there for a volley onto the Colossus, but there's not that many of them. The Stalkers blinking in means they have to back away pretty quickly. A few more High Templar warping in as you see there's a little bit of an army still from Clem just gathering together. A few more Archons still coming through. We scan across the map from Clem. Looks at that 4th base of ShoWTimE. As you see Stalkers coming up and Marine going down. ShoWTimE just, again, looking for the right way in. He's going to make Clem dive to the top, reposition Liberators here, then pull them back down to the bottom. In fact, Clem doesn't reposition them this time, so he's just going to move up this ramp, and now he's between the natural and the third base. Clem's going to be forced into a fight where he's going to have to siege the Liberators as he goes. That's not going to be pretty. Force field's already keeping the bio back. And, well, there go the Liberators. They're going to start sieging up now, but, well, Stalkers, Archon, Sentries, they're all getting the job done. Colossus are good against the bio, and ShoWTimE picks up a convincing game number 1. Bottom left-hand side, the red Protoss player from Armor Team, it is ShoWTimE. And to the top right, our blue Terran from XCD Sports is Clem. Game being balanced at the top level doesn't mean it's well balanced for the low league players. Well, that's because if something is unbalanced in the low leagues, well, you just get better at what you suck against. You know, like, are storms imbalanced? Improve your micro. Is bio drops imbalanced? Improve your army vision. You know, it's not imbalanced, it's just you're weak at dealing with it. Some things are more easily done than, you know, some attacks are more easily executed than the defenses, right? Good scout here by ShoWTimE. Finds the proxy racks, and that might be an issue. Man, this SCV being pushed away. He wants to get back on there and get to the other side, and... oh, he will. He's in the sweet spot there for a moment. Oh, he gives it away. He's dancing that pro around. If he has to cancel this Rax, this is really bad for him. Oh, Clem. He did start to build another Rax at home already. But obviously that's a great shutdown by ShoWTimE. A scouting probe denies the early proxy. And obviously now the barracks is delayed. The orbital is delayed. And ShoWTimE is already looking to get ahead in game number 2. I feel like chat's about to go off on an absolute downward spiral, so farewell Twitch chat. It was nice reading you today. I'm sorry that it's come to this. Factor on the way down is that probe going to be backing off. Obviously gets the information it wants so far. Going to come and try and block a CC, or see if there is a CC, I guess. Doesn't want to block it. Turning away there pretty fast. But I saw an SCV down there, right? So it looks like there's going to be a CC, right? And that's enough information for ShoWTimE to say, okay, you know what? Well, I mean, it makes sense, right? Because you know, you've cancelled your proxy, your other production's late, so your income is enough to afford a command center. So ShoWTimE just putting all the pieces together. As you will see, an Adept going to run straight into this. Reaper gets on top of it. Wow, that was actually very close to Clem. He is going to be able to keep it alive, can jump back up to the high ground. But now we have this issue that we had before, where this Adept is just going to delay the CC by a huge amount. Honestly, like, I really feel like right now in the current meta, as a Terran player, you should stop building your CC on the low ground. Like, I know this game, obviously the CC's at a weird timing, but even in the last game, just build on the high ground, Terran players. I'm a Terran player. I'm going to start building my CC on the high ground. This stuff looks absolutely infuriating to deal with, and I mean, it keeps happening in the majority of TVPs that we see. So now we've seen the SCV taking a little bit more damage. And that is the Adept finally being cleaned out, but man, again, delays on the command center, Clem unable to expand, and ShoWTimE just continuing to build up probes behind it. Another gateway dropping down here from ShoWTimE. Third gateway as well. With good defense, you lose more time flying the CC over than defending. I mean, yeah, with a good defense, which means that if you have the right units up. But how often do you see the Terran having the right units? If you build the CC here, lift, land, I think 15 seconds. This was way more delayed than 15 seconds. And he loses 2 SCVs. So it's not just 15 seconds, you lose 2 SCVs, right? Which is, imagine you build up 2 SCVs, that's like 40 seconds of build time. It's not worth it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I think it's way better to... I mean, obviously, the pros keep building on the low ground, so it probably is, but... Damn, it's so hard to visualize that it's actually not better to just build on the high ground. Phoenix coming over. Gonna be having a look around the main as we see the Marines, the Viking getting some good damage done. Shields off of the Phoenix right away. Ooh, a little bit more damage done there as well. Tank about halfway done here. And SC, Hellion and Reaper hanging out over on the left side. Obviously not much they can do with a few Adepts at the front. This is quite a few Adepts. I wonder if ShoWTimE is about to go Glaives and +1 and just go for a big Adept attack to try and close out what has already been a very successful early game for him. Reaper throws down a grenade. Phoenix coming over, lifts that Reaper weapon. We are going to be seeing Reaper getting killed off here. Charge, +1 armor. Getting done, so it isn't going to be Glaives. It's kind of a late Twilight for Glaives, I guess. I just think because he had so many Adepts, but I guess that's just the way he was setting up. And he had the Phoenix as well, and obviously Phoenix Adept is still something you see now and again. Marines able to push those Phoenix away, and again, Clem is in a bit of a tough spot, but he is going to decide to go for the SCV pull. It kind of is the best decision. He's very far behind. His production is going to be very far behind. At this stage of the game, he's probably the least far behind, right? Because the SCV worker difference has not kicked in fully. The third Nexus has been thrown down. ShoWTimE doesn't have his own extra production set up yet. So it's probably the best time to go for Clem, and can't blame him. I mean, these tanks can be pretty powerful if they're getting good positions. Let's see if they can. First tank siege is up, a couple of bunkers coming down as well. Oh my god, that's actually a wall of bunkers. Well, I mean, that's all well and good until the units just go around the other side anyways. Cancels a couple, going to bring the tanks forwards here. Going to wall with the bunkers again, maybe? He's going to come in, and Clem isn't sieged up yet. Losing a lot of potential damage time. The charge is obviously done, which is huge. The Marines don't have stim, so they are just sitting ducks. Not really doing anything. The tank fire is nice and all, but there's just so much Protoss. A single bunker finishes. It's like, yay. Yeah, literally yay. Like, it's not going to do that much. Extra Zard's coming in. Bunker goes down. And this, my friends, is a GG. ShoWTimE is a little bit too good here in game number 2 as well. Top right side of the map, our red Protoss player from Armor Team. We have ourselves a ShoWTimE. Onto the bottom left hand side, our blue Terran player is Clem. Okay then. Can Clem get off to a good start? That's all I'm asking for. Just want Clem to get off to an okay start in this. Would be brilliant. Would be amazing. I know the drill. This is where I go to the bathroom and cry until you come back. Feels bad, man. I'm sorry, Unravel. I don't mean to leave you. Guys, chill off the balance talk in the chat. Like, it's not going anywhere. Everyone clearly has very different opinions. Let's just enjoy some StarCraft 2. At the end of the day, the game is not going to change based on what we bitch about in Twitch chat today. Whether we're right or whether we're wrong. So, let's just watch the games. Chill on the balance talk. I want to be able to read chat and have some fun with you guys, but that's very difficult when every 5 seconds all I see is... He made his structures in a wall-off shape so the Reaper couldn't jump up. Protoss is so broken! Which actually is kind of what I feel like I'm reading right now, the stupidity of some comments. So if we just stop, we could talk about other things like Christmas, you know? You guys don't even want to take a day off balance running for Christmas? It could be... Okay, how about this? If you're not a sub or anything, it could be your Christmas gift to me by stopping. Yeah? Cool. I'm glad you guys are on board. Reaper coming across the map. As we're going to be seeing the early probe coming in as well. Get a little bit of information here. Max Xavier coming in with another 30 bits. Second 30 bits of the day. Thank you so much. Probe and the SCV get into a little bit of a kerfuffle. A little bit of a fight. And do you see the adept starting to shade over here? CC's 30 seconds away from finishing. Let's see what ShoWTimE can do with that adept. Alright, so that's going to pull back. Takes a little bit longer to get across the Cerulean. So, didn't feel like you could do enough there, as we're going to be seeing a sentry coming up as well. Now into a Twilight Council. So Twilight getting set up obviously opens up some options. We haven't really seen ShoWTimE just go into like a regular just blink play. Well, yes, he went blinking game 1. Okay. I just feel like game 1 I was just like, I wrote off the second Clem had lost 4 SCVs and still didn't have his command center finished, you know? What's up, Adzi? Thank you so much for the 99 bits. As you see, Hallucinate Feeding is going to go across the map. So it's just that blink coming in off the Twilight. I mean, it's ShoWTimE, right? It just plays to his style. Having that blink increases his mobility, helps him to defend, and ShoWTimE just loves to defend. He will just blink here, blink there. Obviously, the more he defends, the better position he ends up in. And he just wants to get into that. Like that's what again ShoWTimE plays for. So, getting set up for that as the Cyclone popping out. It's Viking as well. Viking's actually really cool. You know, can use it against an Oracle, and if an Oracle doesn't come, you send it across the map. Can actually will get some probe kills most of the time. Viking just chilling out up there, as you do see again. The 2 Reapers and the Hellion thinking about coming in here, but it's tough. With an Adept and the Stalkers, probably not going to get much done. Better just sit and wait for maybe a lone probe to come strolling out, trying to take a third Nexus. But that's not going to happen just yet either. Obviously, whatever ShoWTimE saw here said, let's throw down that Robo and not take the third too quickly in all of this. So Robotics Facility coming down. That might open his tech choice through towards the Robo Bay nice and quick. As he will now push out, take that third Nexus. Around the 430 mark here, just a few minerals off from affording that. Intrigued to see what comes in on the Robo though. Just an observer to begin with, which obviously makes sense. Again, see how fast he goes into that Robo Bay and tries to play the Colossus, I think, because Colossus really have come back into the meta as the style, and yeah, Robo Bay pretty much instantly So not going to be kind of Forgers and, you know, Charge Lot Blink, Stalkers or anything like that with Immortals mixed in. It is just going to be Colossus. Gets that Forge as well for the +1. Attack upgrades. Attack working out a lot better for Colossus because generally them being able to laser down Bio is very important. Oh, Nelly made it into the main base. Stalkers kill it off. Extra Stalkers just showed up out of nowhere. Blink down to kill the Reaper too. It's not a fun day to be one of the Terran scouting expedition party members because they all just died. Phoenix again flying through, trying to pick up info. I mean, ShoWTimE just seen a very regular setup here. Third CC before the second and third racks are on Tech Labs though is obviously a huge scout because that means it's actually a very greedy Terran player here. And seeing the stim pack and combat shields just start now will open some timing windows for ShoWTimE to maybe get a little bit of something done. So Clem focusing on the economy in this game, focusing on not attacking, sitting back, building up those workers. To have a third CC morphed into an orbital before the Protoss finishes their third Nexus, it's actually a really, really sick set of economy there. So going to start really popping those SCVs out. Probably lift this third up soon because he's already saturated across bases number 1 and 2. So the sooner he hits that third base down, the sooner he'll get benefit from having extra SCVs. And the third base going to move over and get landed here in the next few moments. And that's what Clem is moving down to the low ground for as well. He's not looking to attack without stim, combat, or 1-1. He isn't looking for the anti-timing of the year. He is instead just looking to set up the to set up the third base and to hold this right here. 5 extra gateways on the way down in the main, and as we do see Colossus and units just hanging out on the third. ShoWTimE's already in that position where he's not got a lot of units, but as he gathers them, he'll start to spread them out to make sure that he doesn't get kind of like picked apart by drops or so. Again, the best defense is to shut things down right away. So the Infernal Lance about to finish up. +2 attack, +1 armor, finishing up shortly. +2 attack not, but +1 armor is... So straight into the 2-2 here as well, ShoWTimE, so it's still going to be on pretty fast upgrades. Pretty much even with the Terran player though. Clem had just not been a little bit too late on the armory. You'd be keeping right up with this. Here we go across the map. Bio coming over. Colossus turns around, picks off a Cyclone. Cyclone's starting to do a little bit of damage. You're going to be seeing the units turning forwards. A couple of force fields coming down. Man, Clem just really looking to try and do something with his Bio being on 1-1 and the upgrades finish, but I'm not sure if there's really much potential here. And he's got his tanks sieged up and so on. Sure, well, I guess for now the Colossus will be kind of kept backwards. Charge is done, so Exalt will go a long way with this. This is ShoWTimE's 4th base. Spreads out a little bit, starts to come in. A couple of these Zealots go charging in towards the tanks. The Woodermines don't feel like they do anything. I mean, they get a few Zealot kills, but only while splashing onto siege tanks and so on as well. So it kind of feels like it helps the Protoss as much as it helps the Terran. Lots is still firing away. So I'm going to see those units push back. On the tournament Scarlet one was IEM Pyeongchang, and the tournament Neeb one was Casper Cup. They were the only 2 players to win major offline tournaments in Korea ever in StarCraft 2, until Serral won GSL First of the World this year as well. So it wasn't one tournament, it was just basically Koreans have never lost in Korea. Because Koreans dominate everything until this year, basically. Well, again, I mean, ShoWTimE with a very simple shutdown so far. It just feels like everything Clem tries to do is just like a nuh-uh, doesn't happen. Tell you what, if Clem loses here, he plays against DNS, and I would love to see, I will love to see if he does end up losing, how he does against DNS, to see if this is just a Clem TVP thing, or if this is just a ShoWTimE being very good at PvT thing, because I don't think Clem's bad right now. I actually think Clem's really good right now. So to see ShoWTimE just kind of batting him away every single time without issue, I'm really interested to see if that's a continuing trend when he plays against DNS next. Because, well, let's face it, this fight is not going the way of the Terran player at all. Vikings going down. The Colossus survive. The bio will melt. Okay, you've made it through the Zealots. Congrats. You have about 7 Marines left. Clem just gets out of there. ShoWTimE takes game number 3.